Welcome back to BikeRide.com reviews. If it's your first time on the channel, I'm Scott, and we're about to dive into the latest e-bikes. Today we're taking a look at the Chatham Rev Plus. This classic cruiser-style e-bike is available in both a step-through and a high-step version. It's easy to love a beach cruiser-style bike as it practically evokes a warm breeze on your face as you cruise a beachside sunset. We're going to take the Chatham Plus through all the normal tests that we do, and you might be surprised by the result that we get on the brake test, so stay tuned to find out. Before we get started, if you like these videos, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. It helps us build our channel and bring you more awesome content. We couldn't do it without our viewers, so thank you for being here. Now let's go ride some bikes. So what is the Retrospec Chatham Rev Plus? The Chatham Rev Plus is defined on the Retrospec website as a casual cruiser bike that brings modern convenience alongside classic cruiser comfort. When the bike arrived, we saw a pleasant package, well crafted and easy to look at. Under the surface though, the bike is pretty basic, fitting its affordable price tag. Despite an underwhelming build, the Chatham Rev Plus is nice to ride and easy to operate, and it's combined with a peppy 500-watt motor that feels powerful and quick to accelerate. Budget items like the TX50 shifter, mechanical brakes, and lack of suspension keep the bike from becoming top of its class. Still, as a basic cruiser e-bike, it's a great starting point. Starting things off with the pros. The first pro is that peppy 500-watt motor. The motor provided with the unit is powerful and offers good torque for taking off from a dead stop. While it may not be a torque monster, I was immediately impressed with the peppy response from the motor, as it felt fun and inspiring from the moment I started spinning the cranks. Our second pro are the bike's good looks. With a classic cruising style, the Chatham Rev Plus is easy on the eyes. Retrospec has done a nice job building the bike, and the paint job shines. Some nice extra touches include the complete color match chain guard, which keeps you clean and also adds some nice style. The brown sidewalls of the tire, leather grips, and seat also match wonderfully. As a complete package, the bike is sure to turn heads on the beach or street. Now moving on to the cons. And our first con is the battery indicator on the unit. The battery indicator ended up being a point of frustration for me during the range test. The display shows the indicator as a 5-bar unit with some additional small indicators between it shown as notches, but it reduces one 5-bar increment at a time, or so it appears, making those notches essentially useless for anything but a visual effect. During the first half of the test, the battery appeared to maintain a steady level as it reduced. It reduced to about 3/5 in a measured way that seemed consistent. After this point though, things kind of went the other way. We lost our remaining charge until only 2 of the apparent bars remained, and then 1. But at this point, the motor cut out. So it became apparent that the indicator uses the first bar as 0%, which can be very confusing, so don't get caught out on a ride by this feature. I don't really like it when bikes do this, as I find it counterintuitive to what most people would expect. If you see a bar, you kind of expect to have a bar left, not the other way around. But with a range of 23 miles for the 500 watt-hour battery, we see a really reasonable range, on par with other batteries of a similar size. The characteristics of the display and controller make it confusing though, posing a challenge when you want to estimate how much remaining range you have on your ride. The Chatham Rev Plus features a basic set of components, specifically the TX50 shifter, battery-operated rear light, and mechanical brakes. Now Retrospec has provided a nice hidden upgrade in those brakes by using a semi-metallic pad on them, and this has reduced the stopping distance. However, mechanical brakes require more frequent adjustment and don't offer the same power as hydraulic brakes. So the bike also lacks a few key convenience items, like fenders and a rear rack. and we often see these included with new e-bikes. It does have mounting points for both available, and a rear rack built specifically for this bike will be available soon. But these items will cost more, and riders will have to add them on if they want to choose to use them. The lack of fenders is probably the most noticeable, and riding this bike in wet conditions will cause you to be covered in water and road debris quickly. So what does it do best? Well, the Chatham Rev Plus is built to cruise, and it does so over any hard-packed surface with ease, so long as you don't stray into too many rough patches that will require a little extra suspension. The bike is really a pleasant companion for ripping up beach paths and the main road through town. The Chatham really suits a laid-back attitude with its simple operation, not to mention the powerful 500-watt motor, which is going to keep you from sweating too much. It has some great looks and a summertime aesthetic, making it perfect for any beach town, vacation spot, or just plain sunny disposition. But be prepared. You must add fenders and racks if you intend to use this bike for any real work. But the great thing about this bike is it was really made to have some fun. So what are some reasons to look elsewhere? Budget items will not impress anyone who's looking for extra features. Specifically that TX50 shifter, mechanical brakes, and the lack of suspension that we mentioned before. Those looking for a bike that you're going to be able to use when commuting or errand running will find its lack of fenders and racks an issue. The Chatham is really a recreational ride for traveling around town, down to the beach, or to your local hangout. Anyone looking for a high-performance machine will find better value elsewhere. So let's start by taking a look at the frame and geometry as we get into the bike. With a laid-back cruiser-style bars, the Chatham Rev Plus lives up to its name. It keeps you comfortable and in control with a straight-backed riding style, and the bike is a good fit for riders with a height range between 5'2" and 6'1". So it's great for smaller riders, but it could be limiting for those over 6'1", and I definitely felt on the edge of the height range. The bike is comfortable to ride and pedal while under power, offering quick acceleration and pleasant performance from the motor. It is comfortable at higher speeds and the frame feels secure, but bumps and uneven ground can be very jarring with no suspension. So be careful if you happen to hit a pothole at speed. Even with those oversized 3-inch tires, the frame is unforgiving over rough terrain, or any bumps for that matter. Taking a look at those geometry measurements. We have a seat tube length of 16.5 inches, a reach measurement of 19 inches, stack measurement of 23 inches, a standover height of 22 inches at the bottom of that step-through frame, and a virtual top tube length of 24.5 inches. There's a minimum saddle height of 34 inches and a max saddle height of 40 inches. And the wheelbase on this is 51 inches. As we mentioned before, we've got a recommended rider height range of 5'2" to 6'1". The 500-watt, 55 Newton-meter motor felt responsive and fun, especially at higher battery levels, offering good power from a dead stop. The motor was capable and willing to climb our standard hill tests, proving itself ready for all but the most demanding terrain. Cockpit and control. The general layout of the bike is very simplistic, and this carries through to the cockpit. Looking over the bars, we have a nice, large display in the center, controlled by a 3-button control pad on the left side. The display and control pad are simplistic and only offer basic information, such as battery level, speed, and trip or a lifetime odometer. The battery indicator appears to be a 5-level indicator at first glance, but it's a good note that it uses the first bar as 0%, so it's really a 4-bar indicator. This can be confusing and could leave you stranded, thinking the battery would still have 20% capacity. Long pressing the up button activates and deactivates the front headlight, while a long press of the down button activates the walk mode. Looking at the battery, we have a 48-volt, 500 watt-hour, which is 10.4 amp hours. The Chatham seems a little bit lacking in the power department, but during our testing, the battery was capable of more than it appeared to be, as it powered the unit for 23 miles at its maximum assist level of 6. This is still a far cry from the brand's claimed 52-mile range, so users would need to dial back the assistance in order to hit those higher ranges. Charger, battery removal, and keys. The battery is removed from the bike with a key, with access located on the up or down tube. After unlocking the battery, it pops out further from the down tube, and to fully release it, you use a small tab located beside the keyhole. The system holds the battery well when locked, and it doesn't rattle or shake. Charging can take place while the battery is mounted on the bike with the external charge port, or you can remove the battery and bring it indoors for charging. A full charge cycle takes about 6 hours, using the 48-volt 2-amp charger included with the bike. Moving forward to the drivetrain, we have a pretty common entry-level set of options here, featuring a Shimano tourney rear derailleur and a TX50 tourney shifter. The 14 to 34 tooth rear freewheel is a fine companion for the 20-mile-per-hour top speed, but it does show its size at those higher speeds, leaving you feeling a little bit along for the ride, pedaling at a high cadence. While this drivetrain setup does not offer any real issues on the bike, it's about as basic as you can get, so we're not seeing much value added. I was a little surprised to see a set of mechanical brakes on the Chatham, and even more surprised by the test results. Mechanical brakes require adjustment more frequently and are not as powerful as hydraulic brakes. Despite this, the Chatham Plus actually managed to outperform many other bikes with a great braking result of just 16 feet. Further inspection revealed that this was because the bike was outfitted with semi-metallic brake pads, as well as the tire compound. The combined effect was enough to reduce the stopping distance and give us a great test result, showing the value of small changes in spec. The 26-inch by 3-inch tires have a smoother tread profile, but offer good traction, even on wet pavement. The large tires from Compass also feature 3mm puncture protection, a nice touch to keep you riding problem-free. In our braking test, I was impressed with the tire's ability to provide good traction, despite having a less aggressive tread profile. Because Retrospec uses an easy tire change system, you'll find it easier to swap out the rear tire on this unit. They use a 17mm bolt front and rear to minimize the tools that you need to carry to a single one, and also provide a rear chain hanger that you can use during the process, keeping your chain out of the way. They also decided to use clips to keep those rear cables mounted on instead of the typical zip ties, meaning you're not going to have to carry clips or new ties anytime you need to change a tube on the road. Next, moving on to safety. The Rev Plus has an integrated front headlight for nighttime visibility. It also features a rear light, which is a switch operated and runs on a AA battery, so it's not linked into the bike's electronics. The bike has brake cutoff switches on each lever, assisting to cut power to the motor when the brakes are applied. The contact points are comfortable and appear to be well matched with the bike's aesthetics. Starting off with the grips. We have a set of lock-on faux leather grips that are comfortable underhand and perform well. They might not be my first choice for long-term durability, but they did appear to hold up to water fairly well in the short term. They function well and they don't slip around on the bars. The color also matches very nicely with the seat and the sidewall of the tires. Looking at the saddle, we have a comfort cruiser saddle that really lives up to its name, offering a comfortable platform even for 20+ mile rides. The saddle is plush and doesn't cause any discomfort when pedaling. And finally, we've got a set of PP platform pedals, which are a pretty new component that we haven't seen on other bikes, and they're a set of flat textured platform pedals. They're surprisingly grippy on my shoes, and I didn't find myself slipping even in a little bit of wet conditions. So these pedals are a great touch. They're also a nice touch because you can ride them without any shoes on due to the lack of pegs. So it's really a great choice for a beach-inspired cruiser bike and friendly on those bare feet. Whether cruising the beach, tucked into the garage at the lake house, or strapped to the back of your RV, the Chatham Rev Plus is ready for fun in the sun. This is really a laid-back, powerful cruiser e-bike that keeps the good times rolling for as long as you can pedal. And while it may offer some drawbacks, like its lack of fenders and lower priced components, the Chatham Rev Plus also has lots to love, with an affordable price tag plus great looks. It's easy to see why. Is this bike for you? Check out the detailed specs at bikeride.com and see user and expert reviews. You can also check out other great e-bikes and see them rated to find your perfect match. Do you have a question or something you want to say? Let me know in the comments and we'll start getting you some answers. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe so we can keep on bringing you the latest e-bike reviews and news. I'm Scott with bikeride.com. I want to say thanks for watching and I hope you enjoy the ride.